The outer breakwater is designed to protect the coast and create sheltered waters for the Eastside Project. According to plans filed at the DPC, it's expected to be around 1 kilometre in length. But it's the southern end of the marina arm that has sparked the most controversy. Addressing those concerns, developers TNG Global Foundation points out that any line superimposed on a map purporting to indicate how far the outer breakwater might affect views from the beach should be drawn perpendicular to the shoreline and not at an angle. It explains that way it accurately reflects the true visual impact and its extent. If the line is not perpendicular, it says it can unfortunately create a misleading interpretation of the breakwater's actual length, scale and visual impact, causing unnecessary concern to the residents of and visitors to Catalan Bay and to the wider community. TNG says it strongly rejects accusations that it has misled the DPC when at their request a boat was positioned consistent with its plans, demarcating the proposed southernmost point of the breakwater. It adds the DPC rightly drew comfort from this and approved the plans, adding TNG has been transparent at every stage of the process. As well as not covering the entire length of the beach, it highlights the last 100 metres of the breakwater is made up of much lower rocks. As to environmental concerns, it again reiterates that 2 environmental impact studies have been carried out, and it continues to implement the project strictly in accordance with these, and also under the close monitoring and oversight of the Department of the Environment. TNG says it remains dedicated to ensuring that the Eastside development delivers lasting social, economic and environmental value, while also respecting the natural environment, the planning process and the sensitivities surrounding the beach at Catalan Bay. Meanwhile, the government has accused the opposition of heavily politicising the issue. It says the plans approved by the DPC are designed to preserve and enhance Catalan Bay by bringing new life to the area, enriching the marine environment and offering protection from winter storms. It points out the EIA for the coastal protection works were the first condition of the agreement for the entire project, adding these documents can be viewed on the eGov town planning portal. Alongside TNG, the government believes objections stem from a misunderstanding of how the breakwater design is represented on paper. It highlights that the coordinates provided in the project's plans may give the impression that the breakwater completely intrudes on views from the beach, but it stresses this is not the case. It explains the beach does not run on a strict north-south axis, but is at a slight diagonal angle. And once the angle is taken into account and an accurate perpendicular line is drawn, a clearer picture emerges, one that shows the marina arm extending minimally beyond the northernmost part of the beach, therefore making the visual impact barely noticeable. The government also points out that the part that does project slightly beyond the beach is not a large wall but a low-lying revetment. It calls on the public to consider the technical detail carefully in order to be guided by fact rather than misconception. When you're here at Catalan Bay, it's difficult to appreciate that the beach is actually at a slight angle. And this is the point that TNG Global and the government are making. So when you're sitting here, rather than looking directly out of sea in front of you, you need to be looking at an angle that is perpendicular to the beach in that direction. But ultimately, we won't know exactly what the breakwater is going to look like and what its impact will be until it's actually built.